All right. We are live with yoga. So, I'll wait just a second. All right. We're going to start on our backs in your version of Shavasana, whatever that means. Oh, hold on. See if this helps the audio. All right. And today we are going to focus on our hips and hammies this morning. So with a little bit of balance sprinkled in. So doesn't usually come naturally for people. So our theme is going to be observation without judgment on yourself. So as always, the disclaimer, do what you can with your body and listen to it. I'm not liable, I'm just giving you the offering. So do what is right for you, listen to your body. Start lying on your backs in Shavasana. I'll join you in just a moment. Just gonna close the doors. And yeah, grab your coffee and let's do some yoga. All right, so if you're not there yet, lie down on your backs. And start to notice anything in your body. Is there anything that's bothering you? Anything that feels tight? You can start that observation without judgment. So start to lengthen your breath here. Long inhales and matching your exhales to the length of your inhales. You can incorporate some ujjayi breath if you'd like. Filling up your lungs and then opening your mouth and fogging up the mirror. And then doing that as you close your mouth on the next round. Breath in, open your mouth, fog, close halfway. And there's the whisper on the back of your throat for the ujjayi breath. This breath control and any other pranayama helps instill the foundation of yoga, which is effort with ease, where you're supposed to work at it, but you're also supposed to be comfortable and at ease in yourself if you do it. So, sort of comes along with that observation without judgment. You're sitting with yourself, you're putting in the effort, but you have to let that ease come. You can't hold on to it. You can't judge yourself thinking that you should be something when you are exactly what you need to be. So with that, go ahead and start wiggling your fingers and your toes, brushing your fingertips together with thumb across your fingers. Start wiggling the wrists and the ankles. Maybe bringing your feet planted onto the mat, soles of your feet behind your hips, and start pressing a little bit into your lower back. And then when you're ready, you can bring your knees into your chest and hug them in with your arms. Maybe sway side to side. Give your back a little massage. And then bring your left foot planted, sole of the foot behind your hip. Bring your right ankle across that thigh. And we're in a figure 4. So crossing that right ankle over the left thigh, flexing your right foot to protect your knee. You can stay here, or you can hug it in a little bit, interlacing your fingers behind the thigh of the left leg, and pressing that right knee away from your chest as you pull your figure 4 in. Wake up the hips. Go ahead and plant the sole of the left foot back down where it came from. And then let the whole figure 4 leg position fall over to the left. So the sole of your right foot eventually plants on the ground, if that's okay with your body. And then bring your right arm to the side. Do a nice spinal twist here. You can play around with letting your right knee fall to the ground or press it out. Play around with where that stretches your hip and pulls you into a twist. And as always, the mantra for twisting is elongate your spine on your inhales and exhales to twist. You can even place your left hand on your right knee to give it a little bit more encouragement. On your next inhale, bring your figure 4 back, up, and release the right foot onto the ground. Go right into the other side. Bring your left ankle across your right thigh, flexing that left foot. Holding here for just a moment, noticing if you start to feel in the hips here, stay here. And if you want more, then bring it in slightly. Grab your hands, interlace your fingers behind the right thigh, and press that left knee away from your body as you pull the contraption in, making sure to flex in the left foot. Protect that knee. Take another breath in, a deep inhalation. And release the footwork. Release your legs down. Sole of the right foot is planted on the ground. Flex the left foot and let your legs fall over towards the right to plant the sole of your left foot onto the ground into a twist. Maybe bring your left arm out to the side. Maybe play around with where your left knee is, if it stays upright, or maybe pull it in, whatever feels right. Inhale and elongate your spine, stretching the crown of your head to the wall behind you, and exhale to twist. One more deep breath in. Out. Inhale, both legs back center. Plant the soles of your feet. Bring the right leg out long on your mat in front of you like you were lying down before, but this time, flex the right foot. Activate that leg so the toes are pointing directly to the ceiling. And bring your left knee into your chest. Give it a little bit of a hug. And then flex both feet and stretch your left leg and foot up to the ceiling. A little bit of a hamstring stretch here. Holding here without your hands. Find a little bit of effort in your leg. And then wrap your hands maybe around the thigh. Find a little bit of ease. And you can work on walking your hands up your leg if you're naturally flexible in your hamstrings. But we'll have plenty of time to stretch them out. So let's say start off here with hands at your thigh as you're just warming up. Let's see if you can bring your foot over your hip. If you're naturally flexible, you might be able to bring it past there, but maybe stack it over for now. One more breath here. Biggest inhale of the day. Exhale, bend that knee. Plant that left foot on the ground. Bring your right foot next to your left. Plant both soles of the feet on the ground behind your hips. And then straighten your left leg long on the mat out in front of you. Flexing that foot, toes pointing straight up to the ceiling. Bring your right knee into your chest. Hug it in for a moment. Then stretch it up to the ceiling, heel towards the ceiling. Flexing both feet. Do it with no hands first. Look, no hands. And then wrap your hands around that right thigh. Stretch your heel to the sky. Holding here. Reconnect to your breath. Observing where your body is, how your hamstrings are feeling, without the judgment of thinking you should be suppressed. You're right here now. One more long inhale. And exhale, bend that knee, plant the right foot on the mat, the left sole of the foot on the mat, and then bring both knees into your chest and reach your arms on the inside of your knees to grab onto the outsides of your feet. And then bring the soles of your feet towards the ceiling, knees towards the armpits for a little happy beat. Maybe rock side to side, pulling on one foot and then the other. And then bring soles of the feet, 100 knees in to your chest, and rock and roll up to a seat. Crossing your legs here, whatever comes naturally, whichever leg wants to come in front is fine. Sitting here, sitting up tall, and then just start to hinge at your hips, forward with a long spine, any amount to fold into a natural hip opening here with whatever normal leg position you like. Two more breaths here. Walk your hands in if you fold it over. And then just switch the cross of your legs. Now it's the awkward way. Maybe flexing your feet to protect your knees. Sit up tall, long, stacking your shoulders over your hips to find a long spine. And then keeping that position, hinge from your hips. And maybe walk your hands out forward. A nice, gentle forward fold in your hips. One more breath, long in and long out. And inhale, walk your hands in, come sit up tall. Bring the soles of your feet onto the ground and hover your feet off the ground. We're going to come into a little bit of a baby boat here. Maybe bring your arms out, keeping the knees in towards your chest, and then shoot it out long, and go ahead and lean your body back to hold a low boat. Just your feet and your shoulders are hovering over the ground, and release it back to the ground. We're gonna wake up the core a little bit here. So, keeping your left leg on the ground, flex both feet as you bring your right leg straight up to the ceiling like we did for that hamstring stretch. But leave your hands on the ground by your sides and tuck that tailbone slightly so your lower abdominals are engaged. And now hover that left leg off the ground. And as you inhale, hold it there, and exhale, switch your legs. So you'll get more work if you switch lower. So as you inhale, hold, and exhale, maybe you can bring your right leg up to meet your left, and then drop that left leg down. That's going to be less work. Inhale, hold, and exhale. Then if you were to start to lower your right leg as you bring your left leg up, switching lower. So finding what works for your body, what level, observation without judgment, and then inhale, hold, exhale, switch. Inhale, hold, exhale, switch. Inhale, hold, exhale, switch. A few more like this. Inhale, hold, exhale, switch. Inhale, hold, exhale, switch. Inhale, hold, exhale, switch. And make sure it's the opposite foot than we started on. Bring both legs up to the ceiling. Little hamstring press. Your heels up to the ceiling. And then release that work. Bring your knees into your chest. Rock and roll back and forth through the seat into tabletop position. Stacking your shoulders over your wrists, your knees, under your hips. Long spine here, reaching your tailbone and the crown of your head away from each other. And then we're going to start off with a few cat-cows. My favorite way to wake up the spine. Inhale your chest forward through your arms. And exhale, dome your back to the sky. Inhale, chest through the arms. Maybe your head up, look up. And exhale, tuck your chin towards your belly, your hips towards your head. For your cat. Inhale, chest up for cow. And exhale, boom, up for cat. Two more like this. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, round your back. Inhale, forward. And exhale. And then Come back to a long spine in your tabletop position. Going to stretch that right leg back and up in line with the hip. Take a look and make sure the toes are pointed directly down to your mat. So your hips are square, in line with one another. So your hips are neutral in the hip sockets. And now, turn your toes away from you towards the right side of the room. Now you're starting to externally rotate that thigh in the hip, right? Okay. Come back to neutral, toes pointing down. Maybe bring your left arm, reach it forward in line with your ear if you can. Try and make a long line from fingertips to your heel. And then, keeping those toes pointing down, maybe bring your palm to face the ground. Bring your left arm out to the left. Maybe start to point your right toes to the right. Bring your heel over to the right. I'll show you from the front. So your right foot is out to the right. Toes are pointing up towards your head, and your left palm is giving you a little bit of stability there. Holding this, waking up that outer hip muscle. And then on the next exhale, bring it back forward. Your left arm reaching towards the front in line with your ear. Your right foot back, toes facing down. And then release that work. Hand and knee flying the ground. And we'll work on that on the other side. Bringing your left leg, reaching it back behind you and up in line with your hip. Toes pointed down. And just wake up the hip a little bit. Point your toes out to the left and then down. You can do that again if you'd like. Just feeling what it's like. And then notice one extra layer. As you do that, can you keep your hips level with one another? So you're just rotating the thigh in the hip socket versus maybe opening your hips when you bring that external rotation to your thigh. So come back to neutral position, toes face down, hamstring engaged, heel pressing out to the back of the room. Bring your right arm forward in line with your ear, maybe. For your bird dog position. Show you one more time. I think you got it. In line with your ear, your arm is currently speaking like that. And then as you on your next inhale, reach the palm of your right hand to face the ground and over to the right. As you start to externally rotate those left toes out to the left, bring your left foot over. Keep it in line with the hip, but bring it out to the left. Reaching your hand to the right, your heel to the left, and your head and your tailbone still away from each other. A lot of work here, right? Engage those abdominals, keep a long spine. Hold it here for another breath. And then exhale, come back to center, and release it down. And release all the effort, letting your toes touch. Maybe bringing your knees further apart, sitting back into child's pose. You can keep your hands stretched out long, keeping an active child's pose by pressing your hands away from your head and into the mat so much that your elbows lift off the ground. Releasing your shoulders away from your ears. Externally rotate your biceps or the inner upper arms up towards your ears and away towards the sky, so that your elbow pits, or the inner part of your elbow, is working on facing up to the sky. Look forward, in between your hands, and then tuck the toes under. You can shift forward a little bit in order to shift back into downward facing dog. Feet hip width apart, shoulders, your hands shoulder width apart. Maybe paddle the feet, waking up those hamstrings even more. Sway the hips, whatever feels good in your body. Externally rotate those elbow pits to the sky, letting your shoulders release from your ears. Pressing your thighs back so that you have a long spine here. Maybe bring your head in line with your arms so that you can feel that elongated spine hinging from your hips to allow your spine to fall from your legs. Looking forward in between your hands, and take a walk slowly with your feet to your hands, trying to step your heel first before your toes. Waking up those hamstrings. Keeping your feet hips width distance, go on and fold forward. Maybe grabbing opposite elbows. Weight more in the balls of your feet than the heels. Releasing your hands, keeping your hands dangling down. We're going to slowly roll the spine up to standing, stacking the vertebrae on top of each other. Slowly coming up to standing for your Tadasana. Maybe rolling the shoulders up towards your ears and then down and away. Standing tall in Tadasana. Tadasana is always one of our foundation poses. Engaging the legs, pressing the entire foot onto the ground. Maybe close your eyes here and feel inward. Release your butt flesh towards the backs of your thighs as you bring the hip bones and the low ribs together slightly, engaging those abdominal muscles, stacking those shoulders over your hips, draw them across the collarbones, reach your hands down to the ground and your head towards the sky, standing tall, feeling balanced. And then inhale, reach your arms out and up overhead, keeping Tadasana in your body. Only the arms are moving. Bend your knees slightly, keep a long spine, hinge from your hips and fold forward. Inhale for a half lift. Let your fingers float to the outer shins. Long spine here, weight in the balls of the feet. Plant your hands, keeping that right foot where it is. Just step the left foot back for a little lunge. Planting the knee of the left leg, maybe untuck the toes, and sitting into this lunge slightly, bringing your head in line with your spine, trying to find a long spine here, maybe coming up to your fingertips, maybe bringing your hands to your right thigh, sitting up into your low lunge, trying to make sure that your knee is stacked over your ankle. A little bit of a press in the front of the hip. Try and wrap that left hip around so you're not splitting it open, right? You want it to be neutral, not externally rotated. So using the outer hip muscles to contain the legs neutrally in the hip sockets, Reaching your chest up. Maybe plant the hands and start walking your hips back as you straighten that right leg for a half monkey, half split. Reaching your chest forward and long, maybe folding over that front right leg. It doesn't have to be straight, keep it bent. Flex that right foot. And then shift your hips a little bit, left and right, until you find the best stretch in the hamstring. Breathe in here. Reconnect to that Ujjayi breath as we start to work a little bit harder in our bodies. Last breath in. And exhale, walk your hands forward to that low lunge. Tuck those left toes under. Bring that knee up off the ground. And then bring your right foot off the ground, but hug that right knee into your chest before shooting it back and planting it beside the left foot. Holding your plank, knees up or down. Shifting forward, your shoulders over your fingertips, knees up or down for a chaturanga. Elbows bent directly back, in line with your ribs. Come down, 90-degree angle with your elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. You can stay up, 4 points of contact, hands and feet on the ground, or bring your belly to the ground and peeling your chest up for a low cobra. Wherever you are, inhale, one more breath. And exhale, shift your hips up and back for downward facing dog. Look forward in between your hands. Bring your left knee up into your chest as you shift forward. Try to plant your foot onto the ground directly under your shoulders where they are. You can pop up on your fingertips if you need more space to step it through without splaying your knee out to the side. Bring that right knee down to the ground. Maybe untuck the toes. Maybe staying here, finding length in your spine. Finding your neutral thigh bones in your hips. Pulling the hips together. Maybe bring your hands to your left thigh, coming upright in your low lunge. Knees stacked over ankle on your left front foot. Pressing your chest up, long spine here. The lower ribs and hip bones moving towards each other. Then release that, plant your hands. Start walking your hands back, popping that left foot up, keeping it flexed. Reaching those hips back and down. Maybe sway side to side. Find that hamstring, half monkey. Another few breaths. Coming forward, walking your hands towards your left foot, planting that left foot onto the ground, tucking the right toes under, pressing your knee up for a low lunge, holding here, and then stepping your right foot up to meet left. Coming up halfway, long spine, fingertips brush the sides of the shins, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale with a long spine, bend in the knee slightly, bring your arms out and up as you come up to standing arms overhead. Release the arms down to your Tadasana, All right, big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. You know what's coming. We gotta have a chair in our sequence, right? Shift the weight in the heels as you sit your butt back, like you're gonna sit into a chair. Maybe bringing your 10 toes up off the ground so the weight is in your heels. Maybe bring your arms up in line with your ears, finding a long spine here. Slight tuck of the tailbone. Holding here for your inhale. And exhale, fold it forward. Inhale for a half lift, long spine. And exhale, step back to plank. Be mindful of bringing those knees up into your chest. Knees up or down. Shift forward for your chaturanga. Get ready for an up dog or a low cobra as you inhale. And exhale. Shift the hips up and back for downward facing dog. Bring that right knee into your chest. Plant it in between your hands without splitting out the knee. Plant that right foot and the left foot onto the ground. We're going to come into warrior two. So making sure that your right foot is facing forward and your heel is intersecting the left arch. Left foot is planted back behind you. Toes turn in slightly. Bend deeply in that right leg, straight and strong in the left leg. Bring your left arm up and over your head to bring your torso upright, stabbing your torso over your hips. Bending your right knee towards the pinky toe side of your foot. Weight in the right heel. Bring your arms to a T in line with your shoulders. Maybe looking over your right fingertips. Holding here in your warrior two. Straight and strong back leg. Bent and strong front leg. Wrapping that right hip underneath you. Externally rotating. Right? This right leg in the hip socket. One more long inhale. And exhale. On your next inhale, bring your hands to your hips and straighten that right leg. You're gonna pop your hips out to the left. Two straight and strong legs this time. Pop your hips out to the left. Reach your arms out to a T and then reach your right hand forward as far as it can go. And if it's as far as it can go, release the back of your right hand to your shin. Press the big toe side of that right foot. Reach your left arm up straight to the sky, trying to stack your shoulders and arms over one another. Or your triangle. Looking down at your right foot, bend in that right knee, back to a warrior two. Bring your torso up right. Bring your hands to your hips, and then step your left foot up to meet your right. Stand. We're going to come into tree pose. So bringing your right foot to maybe the sole of your right foot to your left ankle. Start to notice some balance. pressing into that left foot into the ground. Maybe bringing the sole of your right foot to your calf or your thigh, avoiding the knee. Bring your right knee out to the side, but not so much that you start to torque the hips. Keeping your hands on your hips, you can feel that you want your hips square with one another, so only taking your knee out as far as that allows. Holding here, maybe bringing your arms up overhead, maybe palms face forward, maybe a piece. Holding here, maybe looking up if your balance is feeling good today. Bringing your hands back to your hips. Reconnecting to your balance, to your breath. Maybe bringing your right knee into your chest without planting it yet. And then we're going to shoot that right leg back behind us to a low lunge. Lunge here, planting your hands, stepping back into plank, shifting forward, bending your elbows back to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, or look over. And exhale, shifting back to downward facing dog. Left foot up and into your chest. Plant it onto the ground without splaying it out. Plant that right foot. Spin it out. Planting that right back foot. The left heel in line with your right arch. Right toes turned in slightly. Bending your knee over your left ankle. Weight in the heel. Come up to warrior two. Bringing your right arm in line with your ear. Bringing your torso upright, your arms to a T. In line with your shoulders. Bending deeply in that front left leg, holding your warrior two. Release the shoulders from the ears as you extend your fingertips away from one another. Straight and strong, back right leg. Left thigh wraps underneath you. Holding here for another breath. Long inhale. Long exhale. Bring your hands to your hips. Straighten that front left leg. Coming into triangle. Popping that right hip out to the right slightly. Bringing your arms out to a T. Stretching your left hand as far forward as it can go. And then turning your palm to face away from you. Bring the back of your left hand to your left shin. Bringing that right arm to the sky, stacking your arms one on top of the other. Pressing into the big toe side of your left foot. And look up to your right hand if that's okay with your neck. Bending that left knee. Bringing your torso upright. Warrior two. Hands to your hips. Look forward to your left foot. And bring your right foot in line with your left. Steady and standing in that right foot. Of your right foot, maybe the ankle, maybe walk it up to the calf, maybe the thigh. externally rotating the thigh, but keeping neutral hips. Balance looks so good on this one. Finding neutral hips here. Externally rotated left leg. Maybe bring your arms out and up. Maybe look up. Engaging the core, making it easier for your balance. Balance comes from all those micro movements. So don't try to be completely still here. Finding stillness through movement. One more breath in. And exhale. Bring your hands to your hips. Bring your knee in towards your chest. And then we're going to step back to that lunge. Planting the hands. Stepping back through plank. This time we're going to hold plank. You're going to bring your toes to touch the right hand under your face, gripping into the fingertips. You can always come to your forearm if you need. Rolling over onto the right foot for side plank. Holding your side plank here. Maybe bringing your left foot up and into tree, so we can do tree in plank. Maybe bringing your left knee into your chest as you plant your left hand down, and then step it back to holding plank. And you go to the other side. Toes touch, left hand underneath your face, maybe the forearm. Stacking your feet on top of each other for your side plank. Maybe bringing your right foot into your thigh for a side plank tree. Holding here. Maybe bringing your right knee into your chest as you shift forward into plank and then step back into plank. Holding your plank here, shifting forward, lower down to chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog, and exhale, hips up and back to downward facing dog. Reconnect to your breath here. Maybe plant the knees. Sit back into child's pose. Look forward in between your hands. Tuck your toes. Come back to downward facing dog. This time, bring your feet to your hands. Step, walk, or float. Come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up to standing. Bring your hands to your hips. We're going to do one more standing pose. This one has different layers, so take it where you need it. Planting the weight in your left foot. Bring your right knee into your chest. Maybe grab it with your right hand. And maybe here is where you want to be. Maybe you want to grab your right toe with your finger, your pointer and index fingers, and clamping that on with your thumb I'll show you from the side. Holding here. Maybe keeping a long spine, straighten your right leg out in front of you. And it doesn't have to be straight. You want to keep your shoulders in line with each other, a straight long spine, and however much you can, bring that left leg out in front of you. Totally good. Maybe bringing the left hand to your hip, and if you're holding on to your toe or your knee, either way, let it open to the right. Right knee or foot over to the right. Making sure you're stamping that left foot into the ground, keeping your torso upright, long spine, holding here for another breath. And exhale, bring your knee back into your chest. Hold it in for one more breath. And then exhale. Let your foot plant down to the other foot and shake it out. We're going to just jump right into the other side because you know what's coming this time. Stamping that right foot into the ground. Maybe looking at a non-moving point in front of you. I know it's hard with the video, but if you can find a non-moving point, it's a dristy. It'll help your balance, that focal point of a non-moving object. Bringing your left knee into your chest, hands on your hips. Maybe staying there, maybe grabbing your knee with your left hand. Maybe grabbing your big toe with your two pointer fingers, wrapping your thumb around it. Maybe with a long spine, bringing that left heel forward out in front of you. Holding here, knee or foot. Long inhale, finding length in your spine, and exhale, grounding down through that right leg. Holding here, or maybe opening your knee out to the side. Maybe bringing that full extended leg out to the left. Holding here. If you need some balance assist, your right arm can go out to the right. Standing here. Inhaling, standing tall. Exhaling, grounding through that right foot. Engaging the abdominal muscles to have a long spine. One more breath in. And exhale, bend that knee, bring it into your chest. Hold it here for just a breath. In and exhale, release that foot down to the ground. Shake it out. Great job. You put in the effort. Now find the ease. Bring your feet together. You want to come down into a little squat ball. So sit your hips back all the way down. Hug your knees into your chest. Making yourself into a little ball. And then sitting your butt down. Go ahead and we're going to go to a cross-legged position. But your left foot, your left shin is going to be on the bottom, and try to make your shin parallel with the edge of your mat. Flex that foot, and then stack your right shin over your left shin. Stacked log position, or double pigeon. Stacking your right shin over your left shin, trying to match up your ankles with your knees. Sitting upright here, or folding forward with a long spine, hinging from the hips. If you'd like to walk your hands forward and fold into this double pigeon. Our last little hip opening. You're good enough. One more breath out. And you inhale, walk your hands in if you are folded forward. And switch across. Right leg on the bottom, left shin stacked, flexing both feet, stacking the knees and the ankles. Sitting up tall here, long spine, maybe folded forward. Keeping those feet flexed to protect your knees. And whatever arises, arises. Coming up, seated long spine. We're just going to lie back, maybe rock back onto your back. Bringing your knees into your chest one more time. Maybe letting your knees fall over to the right for a little spinal twist, bending the way we came in. Maybe inhale the knees back up through center and over to the left. Just a quick spinal twist so that you get a nice shavasana. Doing anything else that you'd like to complete your practice if your body is asking for something, or just stretch your legs out in front of you and come into shavasana. As we're winding down here, I just want to tell you about the donations. If you so choose to donate to my Venmo, I'll put the link to that below, Evo-110-38. It'll go to the Wildland Firefighter Foundation. By request, it is a really nice foundation assisting some really necessary people who put their life on the line for all of our safety. Coming into stillness and just thinking with that effort and ease. We did our effort, now can you find ease? Letting your breath go back to normal, whatever that means. Releasing your control over it, but you can still think about it, observe it, without judgment, without control. Just observe the natural inhales and exhales. Releasing any tension in your face and your neck. Just be. Stay here for as long as you'd like. If you'd like, maybe start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Maybe shake the head left and right. Start waving up the body. Maybe your wrists and ankles, start rolling them. Reach your arms out, away from your feet for a nice long stretch through the body. And then exhale, bring your knees into your chest and hug it in the opposite way. Maybe bring in your left arm and line with your left ear and letting your knees fall over to the left. And then pressing with your right hand into the ground in front of your chest, coming up to seated with minimal effort. to a comfortable cross-legged position. Maybe bring your palms together and your hands in heart center. Have clear and loving intentions here. Thank you so much for practicing with me, or in other words, namaste. All right, thank you again. I hope you have an awesome day. This was a good morning start to that. So I will just reiterate, any donations will go to the firefighter, Wildwood Firefighter Foundation. They do real active work helping those firefighters who go into the wilderness to protect us. Sometimes we don't even realize what they're doing. So let's sort of pay attention to a little bit of what's going on in the wilderness around us, because it's really important to me, and I just wanted to share that with you. So I'm going to awkwardly sort of make my way over here. And thank you again. I hope you have a great day. And if you're at the beach, I'm super jealous. And have fun and jump in the water for me. All right. See you next week, next Tuesday.